Good, super mutant, marvelous superhero Monday.
I was wondering what you were shooting for. Oh my gosh. Yeah, hi guys.
Yes, hello. Hope everybody is recovering from the weekend.
I don't know about you, but I'm beat.
Yes. We had an awesome weekend at Hannibal, at BRCC, Big River Comic Con. So, Deb, want to congratulate you on a awesome show this weekend, or this past weekend. So that was we had a blast. Foam Forgeries won vendor of the show, so that was pretty cool. I only dressed up for not Sunday, but I only dressed up for Saturday. So did the Max Fleischer suit.
Mm-hmm. Which seemed to be a hit.
Yes, it did. Felt good to get back in the suit, especially after the week I had. Unfortunately, heavenly birthday to my father. He passed away 9 years ago, and his birthday was the 28th. So again,
birthday.
yeah. So Friday, I didn't want to dress a suit up. And so I still interacted with people, but it was just one of them things. I just wanted to. It was one of those. If I needed to get out and get away from people, I could get out and get away from people. So that was that. That's the reason why I didn't dress up a little bit. So if anybody was asking, that was the reason why. Again, my dad meant a lot to me, not only for a lot that I did with my career in law enforcement, and heck, he was the one that got me into comics. Mm-hmm. So, and one first comic character I ever watched was Superman. So, the George Reeves Superman. So yeah, so it's just one of them things that. So it was awesome to be able to do that this past weekend. So that was pretty cool. So I know you had more. You got around more than I did. I ended up staying back behind the table a lot more.
I got commandeered for some running around behind the scenes by Deb and her crew.
That's
stand
awesome.
over here to keep people from walking in front of the stage, and
So, he was Batman. He was doing his job.
You're not going to come past here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Don't kill me.
And the level of costuming, people were, trying to cut in front of the stage so they can take pictures. Like,
Right.
dude, really? No, you can't. And I got commandeered for a couple photo shoots and whatnot. So
Nice.
So
I got a Saturday. I keep saying Sunday. Saturday I did too. Tristan does an awesome Batman as well. And gorgeous car.
Yeah.
It was on display. He took a Corvette and modified it to make it look like a Batmobile.
I offered to trade cars if you want to do it.
The Batmobile. Now the running joke is when Dennis and Tristan dress up as Batman, and it's two separate different characters. And I'm still, guys, chime in on this one if you think so. I think Dennis needs to
do the Thomas Wayne.
I think you still need to. I think when we have Tristan come out as Batman, I think you need to get the Thomas Wayne suit. I mean, it would be you've got the age range and everything would be perfect for it.
Right.
So I mean,
yeah.
It would work.
Yeah.
It would work. I think it would be. So I was giving him and Tristan a load of crap over the weekend.
Oh yeah.
Over look, there's two Batmans. I said, no, it's not. That's his dad.
Yeah. It's take your kid to work day.
Yeah. So
I even hit him with the ultimate sales pitch. I'm like, look, I'm dressed in gray and black. Your car is black. Okay. You're dressed in blue and gray. My car's blue. It works, man.
Yeah.
And he still wouldn't go for it. He's a party pooper. That's what he is. So anyway. But I did try to get in on the drawing for that bat scooter.
Yeah. Oh my God. I could have said. Could you just see Dennis riding in a parade?
Mayfest.
Again, in a parade, any parade, because I could see you doing it, and a little motorized scooter, and his Kate going behind him. And I would make sure. Yeah, we would have to make sure that it was the old 80. The old 66 bad thing while you're doing this, because that would be an Adam West thing, flat out. That is an Adam. That's not Christian Bale. That's not Michael Keaton or Ben Affleck. That is it. And no, you would be Bateman at that time. The State Farm commercial at that time, you would be Bateman.
What was funny was Rachel bought tickets to get the thing.
Right.
I bought tickets to get the thing. And I told her, if you win, I'm going to borrow it. And she said, if you win, I'm going to steal it. Like, well, you're Catwoman. Okay, so that makes sense.
But no, it was awesome. But again, Hannibal BRCC was an awesome show. Got to talk to Deb a little bit afterwards. And they said they had an awesome turnout for the show. I don't know what the numbers were, but they had an awesome turnout for the show. So that's awesome. Do we have anybody on?
Looks like just me.
Anybody's on? I know we jumped
me and
on.
Jessica, probably.
Oh, I know we jumped on a little early. But guys, click on. Hey, now that it's a 7:00 hour, hello everybody that's jumping on now and seeing that we're on here. We've been talking a little bit about Hannibal's BRCC. So again, it was a blast. Deb did one hell of a show this year. So I can't look forward to next year's show as well. Now, Heroes for Kids has a special event. Part of Heroes for Kids has a special event, and we're teaming up with some other cosplayers Tuesday night.
Right. Yes. St. Louis area.
So, yeah, we'll be in the St. Louis. So, check out whatever channel, ESPN, St. Louis channel, or whatever it is that's on. Check out the hockey game tomorrow night. St. Louis Blues, Heroes for Kids, Superman. I think you're doing Wolverine. Wonder Woman, Catwoman, maybe even Supergirl. I don't know. Batman. Did I say Wonder Woman already? If I didn't, she gets 2 shout-outs.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Doctor Strange, the Deadpool. We're going to have.
Which is why I'm going to be doing Wolverine.
Which is the reason why you're going to do Wolverine. But
hey, Adrian.
Hey, Adrian, my son. We're going to have tons of people. We're going to have about 10 to 15 characters, both Marvel and DC, at Superhero Night at the Blues game. Actually, it is Superman Night at the game. So, and I get the privilege of playing Superman for it. So, I mean, which is awesome. So, that's pretty cool. You got to do Batman last year, or did you do Batman?
No, I did Green Lantern.
You did Green Lantern last year. Okay, no, Daniel Kirby did Batman, and Tristan did Batman Beyond. Okay, but no, it's going to be an awesome time. Get to go out there. So look for us on the St. Louis Blues game tomorrow night, 6-ish, 6:30-ish, I think. So we'll be somewhere in the stadium. Get your tickets. Let's have some fun. Come by, get photo. If you see us out in the concourse areas, come out and get some photos with us. Yeah, we're going to have a blast.
Chris was talking about trying to talk them into them pulling the Zamboni out there.
Yeah.
And then one of us laying down on the ground and, tell me where Francis is or you're going to die in like 5 minutes.
But no, it is. It's going to be cool. So
Yeah,
check out,
it's gonna be real cool.
check your local listings for the St. Louis Blues game tomorrow night. Heroes for Kids and our friends from other cosplay friends up in the St. Louis area will be at the St. Louis Blues game tomorrow night. So check it out. And if you're there, stop, say hi, get photos with us. We're going to have a blast.
Yeah.
So, and then this weekend.
Yes.
pull it up. This weekend, April 5th and 6th, at the Drury Plaza Conference Center, Cape Anime.
Yeah.
So, let me see. Tessa's pencil's not working. Hey, there it is.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Showtime.
Right chair.
Okay, on the 5th, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. on
Is that?
April 5th. So Saturday. And then April 6th is 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Right.
So check out there, look up Cape Events, check out on the website or Facebook page, pull up the and the web page or whatever, and they should be able to pull up everything. Let me pull up.
Right.
We'll pull up, yes. J. Michael Tatum, who was Tatum.
Yeah.
What did I say? What did I say? Tatum.
Tatum.
Is the voice of Sebastian from Black Butler. Erwin from Attack on Titan. I can't pronounce that name. Sorry. From
Kenya. Aida
from My Hero Academia.
That one got Karis going.
Yeah.
Because she's in My Hero Academia.
Sid from Final Fantasy 7, Rebirth, and many, many more. We got Brandon McInnes, who was in Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia, and Black Clover, and many, many more. Yes, Tessa?
I was thinking you needed help pronouncing a name.
Nope.
So.
And then for everybody that just got done watching, I believe, the movie on, what is it, Max? We have Colleen O'Shaughnessy. Again, sorry if I mispronounced this.
You're not Irish.
No, well, actually, I am Irish.
Oh, are you?
I'm Irish
Then
German.
you should be ashamed of yourself.
But I'm Irish, German, and Indian. So, hey. But she played...
The Kryptonian's overriding.
Yeah, the Kryptonian is overriding all of it. She voiced Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog. She was also in Digimon, Digital Masters, and Naruto. And she was also in Danny Phantom and many, many more.
Yeah.
Then we also have John
Swayze?
Swayze. I'm hoping I pronounced that correct. From My Hero Academia. Full Metal Alchemist, thank you. Brotherhood. Sir Crocodile from One Piece. And Lord Death from Soul Eater. And many, many more.
I noticed a common theme with these entries.
What? Many, many more?
And many, many more. many more.
Then we have
Tina Sherman.
From Bleach, from Genshin Impact, Digimon, and
My Hero Academia.
I don't
many
see
more.
that.
And many more.
And many more. There will be costume contests. There will be gaming. The Maid Cafe will be there. Let's see what we have. Gaming tournament. Scroll back down. Events. Check out the events. Vendors. Let's get the vendors going. For this weekend, we have AKA Creations. Artistry of Lady Badger. Aquilation. Art X Hood. ATC Den. And Bella Moon Design, Blade Daddy, Bree Horniker Art, Caitlin's Creations, Cakes Reanimated, Cameron's...
Cakes from her.
Huh?
Gotta get cupcakes.
Gotta get cakes
Yeah.
from her. They're
stuff.
delicious. Cameron's Obscura Creative.
Hi, Jody.
Hey, Jody, what's up? Shirley Penn, or Cheryl Penn.
Shelly Penn.
Shelly Penn, I'm sorry. Hey, it's my Kryptonian today. Chris Ebert. Coffee and Computers. The Corner Grocery Store. Crisp Museum. Critical Crafters. Denko Din Design. Dragons Ale Miniatures. EA Collectibles. Elf's Attic. Field Family Collectibles. Son of a Gun. Phone Forgeries. Who got Best in Show for Vendor Best in Show at Hannibal's BRCC.
Right, and I knew Shelly Penn because she's been a vendor with us before.
Yes. Frank Creation. You do some now.
Well, I can buy the
There we go.
Okay. So let's see. Golden Eagle Tattoo. Great Yarn Dragon and J.R. Fromley? Hornby Art. Helen Wheels Traveling Shop. Of course, us Heroes for Kids. Heroes for Hire. They get paid. No, anyway. Icon Tournaments. Infinity Comics. Just Hamu. Lynn Berry. It looks like Little Can OK. Lily Pad. Plant Shop. Little Black Cat Company. Matt Hatter Photography. Marcus Theaters. Mimosa Studio. Muse Tap. Okay. Nautical for Creations.
We need to talk with, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. We need to talk to Marcus Theater when we're there.
Yeah, we do. Nautical Fox Creations. Decadoodle. Open Dead Inside. Nerdy Nebula. Near Mythic. Nocturani Fandom Artist. Outstandame. Sorry, my bad. The Photo Sticks Entertainment.
Oh, I'm sorry. I scroll up too fast.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Pet Rocks and Kaylee's Creations. Pixel Peach. Rad Studios. Radiant Gray. Random Art 85. Screen Print Invasion. Sean Manning.
No relation.
No
Or-
relation.
That you know of.
If we're
Maybe
we're
somewhere
like
down the road.
6th or 7th cousins or something maybe. Senpai's Treasure Trove, T-Rex Customs, Slide Up Creations, Strawberry Hum, Triforce Cosplay and Accessories, Vibe Creations, Viridescent Creation, Voice Actor College, Warband, We at Booth.
That's it. All right. So check out Cape Comic Con at Cape Anime Con at Cape Events, and get all your info about Cape Comic Con Cape Anime Con this weekend. It is an awesome show. I guarantee you, it's going to be packed. It's going to be fun. They've got all kinds of activities going on throughout the whole throughout both days. I think since we're going to throw a little bit of wrench into this one, because we usually, at most Comic-Cons, we usually do Superman and Batman.
Right.
Do you think we need to do the Brothers of Mayhem? The Mutant Brothers of Mayhem for this one?
Yes.
I mean, the X-Men are...
Jody says he probably won't see everyone until Mayfest.
Speaking of Jody, I got a... No, never mind. Wrong thing, but cool.
Love what you did with Iron Man.
Yes, love what you did with Iron Man. I got to get with you on that ordeal. No, it's something Jody and I are working on.
Okay.
I don't know. I just lost my train of thought. Oh, all right. But definitely, we miss you. And yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Dennis and I are looking at doing Wolverine and Gambit.
Yeah.
So throw a little bit of the mutant action in, because the X-Men have been anime.
Yes, they have.
So no Superman this weekend. So I'm
Technically, Batman has been in that.
So has Superman. I mean, but
like Batman Ninja, that was kind of done
Yeah.
anime style. So, but Yeah, Wolverine would probably be.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So.
Yeah, because
as it is, Karis, I'm not sure what she's gonna do, but it's definitely gonna be anime. So.
I don't know. I may do my. I may decide to bring out Lord Drake, my Lord Drake for my for one day.
Suit up as like
My Nicholas Nicholas Drake character.
Yeah.
I may do him for one day.
For. You mean Sunday or something?
Yeah, probably Sunday since there's not as much Gambit. It's a lot to tote around.
Right.
So I may do, and that with costume contest on Saturday. Yeah, I'll probably do Gambit for that one. And then Sunday we'll probably get my Nicholas Drake.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what that does. So there we go. We just settled it. No Superman this weekend.
Yes.
Wow.
You gotta mix it up every once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we got. Everybody keep an eye on Heroes for Kids' website. Changes constantly every day. Hopefully. No, there is. Tickets are on sale. Vendor spaces are still available. And sponsorships. Definitely could use those. So get on there, get our link for all of that is heroesforkidscomiccon.org. Go on there, just click through for sponsors. It's down on the main page at the very bottom.
Yeah.
Vendors down on the right before you get to the vendor listings. It has the link right there, or get a hold of Jess directly. She can get that stuff to you. Send us.
Preferably message or email because my voice is shot.
Yeah, preferably message or email. Jess has gotten a bad case of laryngitis right now, and we're trying to trying to ease her voice as much as possible.
I'm at the start of some laryngitis
Yeah.
due to allergies.
Yeah, so definitely get online, check that out, get those in. Again, we've got an awesome show lining up for you guys too, for Heroes for Kids Comic-Con. July 19th and 20th of this year. So, speaking of Batman,
Yes.
I'm bringing up a sore subject to you. And this is after watching a 9-year-old movie. And I'm bringing back a debate that we had several months ago.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Batman v Superman, 9 years as of the 26th.
Right.
Okay. And, it holds a dear spot in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it the other day. Okay, we got into the debate, and I leave it as a debate,
Yes.
from the kill count for Batman in the Batman movies.
Oh yeah, he's definitely got a kill count.
No, he does not. if you have to throw,
It depends on how you define.
No. Now, if you go by now, I'm gonna throw your own words back at you.
Okay.
Okay. Batman and Robin with Two-Face.
Okay.
Okay. Val Kilmer, when Bruce Wayne, Val Kilmer's Batman and Robin movie.
Okay.
Okay. He takes the coin and goes, well, I have to, Two-Face is like, well, we have to make a decision, right? Well, you can't kill us without making a decision, right?
You have
and Batman takes the coins and tosses them up, and he falls down the shaft and doesn't save him, right? And I call that he did that deliberately. You said no, he didn't, right? He did. I say he killed Two-Face.
You say he killed Two-Face.
I say he killed Two-Face deliberately. I say he killed the Joker deliberately. The only one he didn't kill out of any of those movies was the Riddler, and he tortured the Riddler.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now, right, that's where we're at with that. That is my stance on it, and your stance is he had logic. It was their own fault that they died.
Yeah,
Okay.
my stance is, like, for instance, the Joker. If he would have let go of that ladder, he would have slammed into the side of the cathedral and he'd been hanging from the gargoyle, but he wouldn't let it go.
Right.
And eventually the gargoyle popped off, and then he had all that weight and he fell to his death.
Okay.
Okay, so that was kind of his own fault, is what I'm
But it wouldn't have happened if Batman wouldn't have went and shot him.
Well, he was trying to keep him from getting away.
But again, Batman did not save him. Batman let him drop.
Well, if he's got a choice, save the girl or save the clown.
But again, the girl was already saved.
She was hanging right beside him.
But she was already saved. He could have said he already saved her. But
She was
okay,
hanging on. Was she hanging off the ledge?
barely.
She was hanging off the ledge.
Yes.
Okay. So she wasn't saved yet.
But again, you say, but again, Batman made the choice for him to die
Right.
by Batman's own actions. By Batman's actions and not saving him, Joker died.
You're still not convincing me.
Okay, now, but by your own theory,
I mean, Penguin. He releases the bats and he's swinging his umbrella at him, and he was trying to back away from him and he falls through.
But again, that was Penguin. Penguin did that on his own.
Okay.
But
Two-Face.
hold on.
Right.
But Batman could have saved him.
How?
It's Batman. He's always got a contingency for everything. I threw it right back at you. Come on. Okay. Two-Face.
No, you didn't. No.
Two-Face. Come on. Give me Two-Face.
Okay, Two-Face. Throwing the coins up in the air.
Uh-huh.
Two-Face had the option of going, no, crap, and then that would have been the end of it. But you're saying he purposely tossed it out there so that Two-Face
To
would
distract him.
fall. Yeah,
and
to
he
distract
fell.
him.
Yes. To distract him,
Right.
but he threw them.
He threw them up in the air, and then he was like, I don't
Which
know what
one's
to do.
my coin?
Which one's my coin?
He did it on purpose
He
because
lost
he
his
knew.
balance and he fell. He didn't get
But
pushed.
Batman did. No, he didn't. But he was standing on the ledge,
And
and Batman did it. If Batman wanted to say, if Batman didn't want him to die, if Batman didn't want to stop him from killing, he would have saved him.
Well,
The same way he
same
did
thing for
the
Robin.
same thing he did for Mr. Freeze, and the same thing he did for Ivy, and the same thing he did for well, you can't really say
Yeah, but
the
you're
Riddler
arguing
because
it's murder, and I'm saying
it was.
And I'm saying that's not really murder. What he was pointing a gun at the three of them, right?
Okay.
He was an imminent threat of harm. Okay.
So
that would be considered
Then-
self-defense.
Then, okay, the question goes. Now here's where, okay, in your theory, he does not have a major kill count in Batman vs. Superman. It is not considered a kill count in Batman vs. Superman. They died on their own volition.
Yeah.
So it is not a kill count.
When he brands them, right?
That isn't, but that's...
Right. The other inmates kill him because
Not even then. Very end of the movie, where he's going to save Martha.
right.
He does not kill those people.
Yeah, they. Yeah.
That is,
right.
but that is considered part of his kill count.
Right. I agree.
They had the choice to jump out of the armed vehicles. Instead, they shot at him.
Right.
He shot at the vehicles. He did not shoot at them.
And you're not getting in the argument.
They blew up. So the kill count that they keep saying that Batman has is a moot point. But if they claim that Batman has a kill count in Batman v Superman, then you have to claim by association with the way they claim he has a kill count in Batman v Superman, even though he did not shoot those people in the truck. They were collateral damage You so
Okay,
which
remember
me-
when
which
he
would
flipped that car
Um,
on top of?
Jody commented, Keaton 100% killed.
Oh yeah,
Which
there.
is why he's
The Red Triangle
retired in
Circus
Flash.
gang.
The Axis Chemical Factory. Keaton killed a small army.
yes he did.
So okay.
Yes, he dropped bombs in
Yes.
Axis.
So
And then he also remember when he punched that big strong man
and then dropped the bomb in his
and then
pants.
dropped the bomb in his
But
pants.
again, and then
it's
kicked
like-
him down the drain.
and kicked-
Yes,
that's a kill
so,
count. Yes,
so-
I agree.
But again, they keep saying that Batman. They keep saying that Batman's kill count. Batman doesn't kill Batman, but Batman has a huge kill count. Even though Batman didn't 100%, yeah, Batman has a kill count. Batman killed those people.
Christian Bale said it best. He said, I'm not going to kill you, but I don't have to save you. And that's how a lot of his foes die.
No. that maybe in the Keaton movie, or maybe in the Bale movie, but but in Clooney's, in the 89 Batman verse, which is Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin.
Yes.
Okay, in those four, and Batman v Superman,
Mhm.
they've all got to kill. Batman has killed numerous people in every one of the movies, even though he didn't shoot them directly. He was the cause of their death. That
I
is
agree.
murder.
He set it up so that they would end up killing themselves. Yeah. He set it up so that they ended up
Which
getting
which is murder. By the example that you just get, him setting it up for them to die, that is murder.
He's not
That is
setting-
premeditated.
He's setting them up to get caught. He's setting them up to get caught, but they refuse to get caught, so they do actions that cause something to fall on them. I'm not saying he hasn't ever killed. Okay, he has killed. And in fact, he's totally right. He has killed a lot.
Oh yeah,
But and a lot of
the Joker,
half of them.
the Penguin, the
No, those are
Two-Face.
those are not murders. Those are he set him up.
The
to
people
be
in Access
captured,
Chemicals,
and something went
Luther's
awry.
henchmen.
That if that gargoyle hadn't broke, Joker would have been alive. Okay, if Two-Face would have been like just freaking out and standing there and not reached out for it, and lost his balance.
Batman had the choice to pop another grapple at the Joker and still reach and grab Vicky.
How many hands do you think he has?
Two, right there.
He's hanging with one hand, and he's got her trying to
But
hold
he
her up
was
there.
pulling her up. But
Yeah,
again,
he pulled her up and made her grab, and then when he's hanging there, Joker's getting away. He's like, okay.
Okay, it's called one. He tied it to his belt. He has her. Then he takes and hooks it again and goes poof and hits the other. It's called a retractable. He actually does it a couple times in the movie. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, he's got one gun that he shows in the movie that actually goes and then shoots one this way and
Right.
one that way. That's an attachment. He could have saved him.
Right.
Thank you. He could have saved him. But because of Batman's actions on tying him up,
Once again, he didn't kill him, but he's not trying to save him.
okay.
That's
I watched the movie the other day, and I turned around and looked at Jess the other day, and I went, see, now if you go, and I told Jess, I said, look, now if you go by Dennis's logic, he didn't kill any of those people in that truck, in the big bombardment, or even in the big fight.
At all.
In your logic, he didn't kill
No,
anybody
that's not
at
what I'm
the
saying.
ending fight.
No. At the ending fight.
At the ending fight where Batman takes off to go save Martha, he doesn't kill anybody in that fight, according to your logic. It was all because of circumstances is the reason why they died.
Yeah. If that guy would not have decided to hit the flamethrower, it wouldn't have blown him up.
But Batman knew he was going to do it.
So?
He died because of Batman.
No, that's not how that works. You're forgetting the component of the guy that he had.
If I cut the chain on that,
Yeah.
okay, and somebody's walking underneath it and it falls.
That's murder, yes. But if you cut that chain and somebody sees that you cut that chain and they're like, I don't think it's going to fall on me, and then they go underneath of it and then it falls, that's not murder because they made a choice to walk underneath of it.
But I booby trapped it to do it. If
Yeah,
I
but
make
if they
it,
knew
if I make that unstable,
Yeah. And they know it's unstable, then it's on them. That's what I'm arguing.
I could. But it.
If I tell you this bridge here, if you cross it, it won't hold your weight. It will collapse underneath it.
And I go walk across it.
And
It's my own stupidity.
Because I
But
saw the
again-
legs on it or whatever, or put dynamite underneath
Okay,
it or whatever.
that is a totally different
If
circumstance.
you see me do it and you still cross the bridge and then it collapses,
But
and
that
you
is
die,
a totally
that's you.
that is a totally different circumstance.
No, that's
Yes,
not.
it is.
It's totally not.
Moving on.
It's totally not. Trust me on this.
Okay. Batman does kill. There we go, and he's killed
Oh,
quite a
and like
bit.
Superman hasn't?
Yeah, Superman has. Hey, he had to do it.
Yes, he had to do it.
He
I'm not
killed
saying-
Zod in multiple in the comic books,
Yeah.
TV show, and in
Yes.
and in the movies, and in the comic books.
He's flown through airplanes and
Yeah.
maybe the jet pilot got out. Maybe he did. Yeah. So he's got.
Yep. I mean, Superman's got
Yeah,
a kill count too.
early in his comic book run, he was throwing gangsters off of roofs and everything
Yep.
else.
Oops.
Oops.
See, and he was doing it the same way Batman was.
And he didn't fly down and catch him and go, now you're going to jail.
That's like
He could have
Batman.
done that too.
Yeah. See. See,
It just doesn't-
premeditated.
Some of this stuff, a good lawyer will argue till the cows come home. Maybe he's successful, maybe he's not.
Yeah.
But
See what we got here.
we'd have to show that his intent was to maliciously end somebody's life, as opposed to setting it up to make a roadblock to keep him from doing more evil.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Oh yeah. Oh,
So-
100%. I agree. I agree.
I mean, that's what lawyers do all the time.
Yes.
They argue that probable cause thing that.
And you could go. And what makes it bad is a pure of 12. It could go either way.
Right. Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And today's day and age, oh yeah, it could go. Who knows what
And
could
let's
happen.
put it like this: one guy, maybe he's never had a criminal record, and he's pillar of the community, nice guy, and he'll probably get to walk. But that guy who's got like a ton of parking tickets and a couple of assaults and
I've seen it go both ways. Trust me.
right.
Been doing it for long enough.
You
Yeah.
know, and I try
Yeah.
to explain to people that, you know, they're like, these two types of people, they'll get two different outcomes. Well, they
how's this?
also factor in.
Well, how's
criminals.
this?
They factor in
I've
criminal
seen-
records. They factor in, geography and all that stuff.
Well, how's this? I have seen a guy that has been tatted up head to toe,
Mhm.
and there'd be nothing wrong with the guy. And everybody looks at him and goes, "Oh my God,
He's evil.
he's evil." But then I've seen a guy, and here, little old Perryville, I've seen a guy in a three-piece suit wear a suit every day, and sees people every day, wears a three-piece suit, wears glasses, and is apparently what looks to be a good pillar of the community, and is one of the most evilest hurt people in the world.
Yeah.
Again, and go comic book wise. Look at Luthor. Lex Luthor.
Mm-hmm.
He's a pillar of the community, or he tries to be a pillar of the community. He tries doing everything he can, but a lot of the stuff that he does is malicious toward. There's always a malicious intent to it at the end of it.
There's always
So again, just because somebody wears a three-piece suit, doesn't mean that they're all nice and cozy and everything else. And just because somebody has and just because somebody's all tatted up and looks like he's may look like he's a raging lunatic, he might be the nicest guy you ever meet.
Rachel says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa," and then she gives the laugh emoji. And then she goes, "Tattoos do not equate evil."
No, they do not.
I'm sorry, Rachel. In your case, it probably does.
I'm gonna wait until now. Oh, Rachel,
You
please,
love me, Rachel.
Rachel, please come to Anime Con and or wait a minute, you're going to be there tomorrow. Bring your whip, regardless of what costume you do. I want him whipped. It's just flat out whip him.
I'm going to have to bring my real metal Wolverine gloves.
Hey, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
But no, I wanted to. I just had to bring that debate back up. But no, again, that's what we love doing. We love having fun with it.
Right.
Kill counts on all. Hey, you know what? Gambit or the X-Men's got probably some of the biggest kill counts there could be.
Yeah.
Even though they try saving people, but oops.
Yeah. Avengers ain't no better.
Nope.
I mean.
Oh, what? Well, speaking of Avengers and X-Men, what do you think of the cast? The casting spoil that they did for Avengers Endgame or Doomsday? I'm sorry, Doomsday.
I like it.
I like it.
Yeah, I do. I mean,
the Thunderbolts, the Avengers, the old X-Men, and with tagging along with the old X-Men, we get to see Gambit back. That's got me. That I feel awesome about because they're bringing Gambit in. With I'm hoping. So I was reading an article today that said something about which Gambit will this be because if you don't watch the ending credits to Deadpool, you would assume Elektra, Blade, and Gambit, and Laura Kinney die at the end of Deadpool and Wolverine.
right.
When, what is it? The dragon kills them. This book basically wipes out all of it. Okay. But if you watch the ending credit for,
Rachel says fair enough.
if you watch the ending credits to Deadpool, you have Gambit walking around all the dead people that they just took out, like Cassandra Nova's henchman. As he's walking around them, you see the camera turn, you see him turn back, and you see a porthole open. So, is it the same Gambit from Deadpool Wolverine? Or is it another alter? Or is it the Fox Gambit that we should have gotten back before Disney bought Fox?
I don't think Taylor's going to come back. I think it's
No, I know it's not Taylor. I know it's not Taylor. It's Channing Tatum.
Yeah, Channing Tatum is the.
Is it the Gambit from? Is Channing Tatum's Gambit the one in Deadpool Wolverine, or is it Channing Tatum's Gambit from a different universe?
That's a good question.
From the Fox universe that got axed. But by all rights, that's the same Gambit that's in Deadpool Wolverine. So it has to be the same Deadpool Wolverine.
Here's another.
Or the same Gambit.
Here's another thing. They got Robert Downey
Jr.
Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. They got him to come back as Doom. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking to Chris Evans about playing the Captain Hydra version of.
Now with Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Doom, is he playing Victor Von Doom?
Right.
Or is he playing Doom?
A Doom variant.
A Doom variant as Tony Stark. Because in the comic book, Tony Stark at one time was Dr. Doom. So is that the Dr. Doom we're getting, or is he coming back as Victor Von Doom?
That's a good question. And they're playing it.
They're playing it close to the chest. So that's gonna be pretty cool.
That's what's gonna get people in the seats.
Yeah, hopefully they don't see. That was one thing I think, and that's one thing I think that the miss on Captain America: Brave New World is they teased Red Hulk, and I think that's where they should have stopped.
Right.
Don't show him. Tease. That way, it was that big explosion in the theater.
Right.
But then you pretty much give the whole plot in the trailer.
Right.
And in the trailers. And I think that blew the movie. And I think that was one of the main reasons why it didn't do so well.
Thunderbolts. Who do you think is going to be the antagonist?
I don't know. I think it will lead to, like all the rest, I think it will lead to what we're getting ready to see with the Avengers stuff. So, because that's their next big thing, unless they've got something on Disney Plus that they're looking at doing between the two. I see Thunderbolts. I see Red Hulk, Thunderbolts movie, and then Avengers Doomsday. I would like to see something in the middle, like maybe a Disney Plus thing to help tie something in.
Right.
To give us a little bit before we hit Doomsday. But that was some of the, like I said, I think it'd be cool to have that little bit of something in the middle.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to seeing again all the original X-Men in the movie.
Yeah.
Speaking of X-Men, I can't wait for season 2 of X-Men '97.
When's that coming out?
Next year, unfortunately.
Oh man.
Yes, trust me. Trust me.
So
It's done. And apparently they're already working on season 3. So it's like,
as it
Because
is.
they want to torture you.
trust me. Because again, it's a cliffhanger. Just reading what I've read, as to how he comes back, I have no idea. But reading, if it's backflashes, that's fine or whatever. I don't know. But even with the teaser at the end of season 1, it shows Gambit's coming back.
Right.
I want to see Gambit come back as Death
It's
Horseman.
not going to stay dead.
So I want to see Gambit come back as Death of the Horseman, and then do the flip and come back good.
Right.
I want to see Gambit and Rogue get back together. That's just.
Yeah.
I want to see. They left that in too much of a cliffhanger. You got to have Gambit and Rogue. We got. I need more sheets for those.
Have you been following Daredevil Reborn?
I have. Well, with for the most part, yes. I think I'm either 1 or 2 episodes behind.
Okay.
But I mean, where the last episode I saw was where they killed
White Tiger.
White Tiger, and showed the guy walking away with the Punisher vest, which I know it wasn't the Punisher. So
Right.
I know it's one of the rogue cops
Right.
that's doing it. So
Right. So,
so
Yeah.
looking forward to catching up on it.
they are building up really slowly. I mean, other than the first episode when you saw Daredevil,
Yeah,
they've already, well, they are 7 or 8 episodes in now.
I think so, something like that.
They're building up.
I hear at one point he wears the black and red suit,
Right.
and then finally, I think before the end of it, he's supposed to go back to the red suit.
Well, okay. So
Well, don't tell me about it.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not.
Don't-
gonna give
don't
you no
spoil
spoilers,
it.
But
Because I'm actually getting into that one.
Yeah, they're taking their time and they're rebuilding it. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but I have a feeling that somehow Foggy's gonna come back. Somehow.
Is there a Lazarus pit somewhere in DC
No.
or in the
No. Remember in the second season of Daredevil, Elektra was killed. Okay.
Yeah.
She got brought down.
Yeah.
So that might be how.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
You know, so I mean, they kind of touched on it with the Ben Affleck movie, with you know how she died and
Yeah, but that was a whole different genre.
right.
That's
Yeah,
not-
I understand that, but what I'm saying is they're going to do something similar to that,
Right.
and it shows every signs. They haven't come flat out and said it in anything, but it looks like somehow Foggy's going to come back, but somehow Matt's going to get his groove on.
Yeah. Have you seen the new, jumping back over to DC, have you seen the new trailer for literally, it just came out, I think, last week, the new trailer for Superman.
No,
The new Super. Looks good. If I hate, I hate this, but I like it too. It's voiced by a different character. It's got a monologue throughout the trailer and some new clips in it. And it ends. Now I'm hoping it's not a fake trailer, but it almost makes me believe it's a fake trailer because at the very end of it, it has Brainiac, and Brainiac honestly looks like Brainiac, but like a video game version like the video game Injustice version of Brainiac.
Right.
So I'm hoping it's not a fake. I'm hoping it's just the preview and they're going to clean him up. And also I hear just read today Bradley Cooper, who played Rocket,
He's gonna
is
play
playing
Jor-El.
Jor-El
Yeah.
in the Superman movie. Man, I wish it was Henry Cavill.
Yeah. but-
Well,
Yeah.
the reason why I say that is because Corn Sweat and Henry Cavill could almost pass as brothers.
right.
I mean, they've got that look.
Well, that's why they chose him, you know. So, but yeah, can you imagine if Jor-El spoke like Rocket and like, yo, you can't push the red button. Yo, I know you're Brainiac, but I'm gonna call you Taserface. Yeah,
Hey, go steal that for me.
yeah. I'm gonna get that crystal. I really want that crystal.
That little bottle over there that's got that little planet in it, go bring it to me. I need it.
Whoops, I dropped it. What are you gonna? Oh, Doug, I'm dropping it. I'm dropping it.
Again, my choice would have been Henry Cavill to play Jor-El. I think it would have been a well-rounded, and also
Yeah.
give, even though he's not Superman, even though it wouldn't have been Superman, I think it would have been cool to have Henry Cavill come in just as that small part of of him playing Jor-El. I think that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Because you can't turn around and go, well, I'm not bringing anybody. James Gunn, at the beginning was, I'm not bringing anybody in from the Snyderverse, blah 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 blah. But lo and behold, you got Viola Davis,
Yeah.
You've got John Cena as Peacemaker.
Right.
You've got Aquaman coming back as Lobo. There's multiple people in the Gunverse that was in the Snyderverse, and some of them people are still carrying over the same characters they had in the Snyderverse.
Right.
So the people saying that it's a truly a full reboot, it's not a full reboot. If you're bringing back a reboot, is recasting everybody. He's not recasting some people. So, which means you can't even call that a soft reboot.
Right.
I mean,
well, it's like when they had Pierce Brosnan was James Bond and Judi Dench, Dame Judi Dench was playing M. Okay, then they switched over to Daniel Craig, and they still had Dame Judi Dench.
right.
But now, yeah, so. It might be a twist like that or something.
Right. You know, and I get the whole convergence. I get the whole Flashpoint and all this other kind of stuff. But but again, if you're going, and this is my only gripe about James Gunn trying, doing what he's doing. If you're going to reboot this, if you're going to reboot it, let's reboot it.
Right.
Don't go, well, I'm going to keep this little bit over here, I'm going to keep that little bit over here, and I'm going to mash them together. If you're going to reboot it, just reboot it.
Right.
Don't tell, and then don't come out, I mean, because what he did, like he was saying 2 years ago, Gods and Monsters, and again, I'm not slamming James Gunn whatsoever. No, I'm looking very, very forward. Again, I'm a comic nut like you, trust me, you should see my, for those that have watched, you should see, and have been at my home, you see what I've got down in my office. And I picked up more of it just this last week. Jess is ready to shoot me, trust me. But it's one of them things, if you're going to reboot it, let's reboot it. He says he's starting from scratch. Let's start from scratch and let's do this. Don't pick and choose what you want to take over from this and bring it over to this, and then keep them at the same name. Well, I'm not taking anybody from the Snyderverse and throwing them in my Gunverse. But lo and behold, a week later, you're going, well, I'm keeping this, I'm keeping that, and I'm doing this and doing that. That's...
Well, here's the thing. With the with Viola Davis and John Cena and all those folks.
They played those characters awesomely.
Yeah, they did. But with the Peacemaker TV show, I guess they're figuring that it would be too much of a hassle to switch it all over now.
But again, it was part of the Snyderverse,
right?
And his big thing was, I'm not bringing anybody over. I'm not bringing. But then a week later. Well, yeah, this ties into my verse. This ties into my verse. I'm bringing this person over. Right. I'm doing this. Well, Suicide Squad, the original Suicide Squad, doesn't have anything to do with my verse, my stuff, but my Suicide Squad, who has the freaking same people, and the other,
right,
and David Ayer's version,
right,
is also is considered in his Gunn's verse.
Right.
But lo and behold, nobody's coming over. Blue Beetle is part of the Snyderverse, but coming over to the Gunverse.
Actually, I think they said that the Blue Beetle was like one of the first films to be considered part of the Gunverse.
But it was still labeled under Snyder. Yes. Peacemaker was under Snyder.
That is true.
Done by James Gunn.
Right. Yeah.
So again,
well, James Gunn is writing for all of these. He's the one that's crafting the storylines
for
each one.
My only thing is, and I was talking about this the other day, about a week ago, when the news came out that You know, when he said the Gods and Monsters timeline that he set 10 years or 5 years or 2 years ago, I'm sorry. The timeline that he did, that he set up and told everybody, boosted and told everybody that this is my timeline. This is my 5 movies. This is my 5 TV shows that I'm doing in this 10-year span.
Right.
Okay. Guess what he did? Guess what he did about a month ago? Axed it all. All because, well, I don't like this, and I commend him.
You got to remember,
And,
he's
well,
dancing around what the studio heads want too.
Well, no, this is where I think we're catching. Okay, when Gunn was in Marvel, and again, not saying anything bad about James Gunn. When we had Marvel, here's the director's chair. Here's your script. Make me a movie. He had people over him directing him. This is what I want. Now he is the CEO, COO, whatever it is, and he's making all the decisions. So his decision that he got passed when he first come in is now
He's what Kevin Feige is to Marvel.
right, and now it's like, well, crap, I can't get this done. Crap, I can't get that done. Crap, I can't get that done. Well, again, look at what's happening with the Batman movie, Batman 2. You know, everybody, you know, and I understand. Give us a script that we're going to like. Give us a movie we're going to like. 100%. But don't push us out there and say, okay, again, Marvel did great. We've got at the phase 1, 2, 3, 4, and whatever they're on now up until probably about 3 years ago. We had an awesome Marvel.
Well,
but then
Jon Favreau sat down with the folks at Marvel, and they had a big meeting, and they said, okay, you're wanting to build a universe. Here's what we suggest. And they hammered it out, and they said, okay, well, how about we start with Iron Man and see how people react to Iron Man.
Right.
And then if that works, then we'll start putting in Captain America, we'll start putting in Thor, and we'll start putting in... they were building a universe before they even filmed a single cell.
But right, and that's what James Gunn is trying to do over here at DC, which is great. But you know, he's turning around, he goes, okay, but again, now it's instead of now it isn't. This is the part that I think that's gotten me a little bit. Is instead of sticking to his original plan, now it is, I'm doing 5 movies, or now we're doing, this is what I'm doing this year. He's not giving us titles now. He's not giving us, say for instance, right now we have Creature Commandos 1, Season 1, Superman, Supergirl is already in production now, and the TV show,
The Lanterns.
The Lanterns is already in production.
Right.
So we've got 1 movie and 2 TV shows already set. We've got Clayface that they turned in, which was not even in the plans. Clayface is the next movie.
Why?
Because somebody had a Clayface script, handed it over to Gunn, and goes, I like this, we're scrapping. So the Viola Davis, Batman Brave and Bold, everything that was on the list 2 years ago is gone. Now it is whoever gets me a good script is what I'm doing.
DC is screwing up if they do
if you give me a good script, that's what we're doing. Somebody gave him a good script for Clayface. Now we're getting Clayface,
right?
Which is awesome. It's an obscure character that nobody really knows about, other than here or there and yonder, and so. But again, Batman Brave and Bold. or Batman, well, we're still working on a script.
Right.
Robert Pattinson has already said if they don't hurry up and get something done, this was in an interview last month, if they don't hurry up and get something done, he's out.
Yeah. He's talking.
You know,
he might age out of the role.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what he's saying. He goes, I'm aging out of this role if they don't get something done, because now the Batman 2 is supposed to be like 5 years after the first movie.
Right.
By the time they get it done, I mean, in an interview with him that I read, basically saying we haven't even started production yet. They're still writing the script.
He's in his mid-30s, isn't he?
Yeah.
Or maybe even closer to 40.
I think he's touching 40. I think.
Oh man.
So again,
he can't pass for that 23.
Yeah. So again, we're the scripts that Gunn. I mean, it's gotten to the point now to where everything that Gunn has promised us fans, that got all of us fans excited for, when he come about, it's not there anymore.
I think he's overextending himself.
I don't know. I hope not.
Yeah, but it sure seems like, because he's the guy that did the writing for Creature Commandos.
Creature Commandos. He did the writing for Superman. He's writing, producing, and directing Superman,
Right.
which is awesome. I look forward to seeing the stuff.
Slapping too much in there. I mean, he's got Mr. Terrific, he's got Metamorpho, he's got Luther, he's got Hawk Girl, he's got all of these characters in a Superman movie.
I hope Superman doesn't get lost, because as much as I love all of the for the most part all of the DC characters, Superman has always been, not just for me. Superman has been the bread and butter of DC Comics. Superman has been the anchor, the start.
He's been the face.
He has been the face of DC Comics.
Right.
And, and I just don't, everybody keeps bitching, moaning, groaning, and griping that we've struck out since we've struck out on movie-wise since Christopher Reeve was Superman. Since Superman 2, everything after Superman 2 has pretty much been a shot in the dark. Superman and Lois was good. Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. It gave us a different direction. Superman Returns gave us a little bit different. It was the novel. If you read the novel makes sense. The novel was awesome. Put the added scenes back into Superman Returns, you'll understand it. You'll understand it better. Again, what happened to the big kryptonite the island that Luther was doing? Where was Superman at? Superman crash lands back on the Kent farm. Why does he crash land back on the? Because you have to go back and watch the alternate. There's an alternate beginning that is not released to anything on. You have to go find it on YouTube. He actually finds Krypton.
Yeah,
the destruction of Krypton.
I've seen.
You've seen the because I've showed you the scenes. In the novel, in the novel, I have it downstairs. Okay, he takes the island and throws it up into space, and it becomes New Krypton. It becomes part of the Earth's solar system, our current solar system. It becomes another planet in our solar system.
Okay.
It doesn't become. I mean, he doesn't just throw it in the air. It ends up becoming a habitable place.
Okay.
He doesn't leave the boy as a deadbeat dad. He, in the movie, that Bryan Singer, again, it's one of them things. So many people get their hands in those scripts, and then it goes from an awesome script to, oh my God, what the hell do we have?
I think I think part of it was that they were kind of hoping that Superman Returns would take off, and then they could do a sequel to that
It was
and tie up that storyline.
well, what was supposed to have happened was Superman Returns was supposed to bleed over into Batman with Christian Bale.
Right,
And
but I think they still wanted to do something to tie up the Jason, are you a deadbeat dad thing.
yeah, well, that was supposed to lead into the new movie,
Okay.
yeah.
So I see what you're saying.
You know, but then you had Batman, then you had Man of Steel,
Right.
okay, because you know the one movie series ended.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Bale at the time bailed on Batman, no pun intended.
Yeah, he said
And-
no one was involved. He didn't
Yeah.
want to be a part of it. So.
Well, that he didn't want to be known as a one-trick pony either.
True.
Roth just got a bum rap for it, and trust me, you know, I love the movie. It is a good movie.
Well, they were trying to channel too much of Christopher Reeve. They should
Oh.
let Brandon do his own thing.
Right. You know, well, on top of that, in that era that you did, that they did Superman Returns, you had that bright, shining symbol of hope coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? When all the movies at that time were all dark and gritty, and
Right.
now, in my opinion, you flip Man of Steel and Superman Returns. Man of Steel would have worked perfect in the era of Christian Bale.
Right.
Superman Returns would have worked perfect in the timeline anyway, or not timeline, but in our era, as in real world era, because back then, when they did Superman Returns, the griping was, well, there's not a lot of fighting. He doesn't fight anybody. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that.
Yeah, after
Lo
the
and behold-
airplane scene, it's
Yeah.
kind of just.
But then, fast forward to Man of Steel. Everything that they griped about in Man of Steel or in Superman Returns,
Right.
Snyder gave them in Man of Steel.
Right. Now.
And then they're
he's tearing
griping.
too much of the city up.
And then they're griping. There's too much fighting. He's not a symbol of hope. He's not doing this. He's doing too much of that. So everything that they wanted from Man of Steel, everything that was in Man of Steel, they wanted back when they did Superman Returns.
Right. Yep.
So you know, again, they go to give the fans. Snyder goes to give the fans what they want because that's what they wanted.
Right.
He gives the fans what they want, and then they turn on it again.
Right. Well, you're not going to please everybody all the time. so-
Right. You know, I liked Man of Steel. I liked Superman Returns. Again, everybody's. I mean, that's like the thing we were talking about on Doomsday. And I think I posted something. There was something about. I noticed this a couple months ago. There was a blog on Facebook that had 4 pictures of Doomsday, and it said, "Who did it better?" And well, and one was comic book, one was Smallville, one was Superman and Lois, and the other one was Krypton. Okay, because Doomsday's in season 2 of Krypton.
All right.
Okay, so they gave us not that one. They gave Batman v Superman's Doomsday.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. First off, you have to know, and it wasn't Doomsday from the comic book. It was Krypton's. It was Krypton's. I'm sorry, I'll have to go back and look at it, but I believe it was Krypton's, Smallville, Superman and Lois, and then Batman v Superman. The 4 live action Doomsdays.
Right.
Okay, so out of the 4 live action Doomsdays, if you go back and read the actual Doomsday Special Edition comic book that come out, that gives us the history of what brought us Doomsday.
Right.
Okay? The only one out of those four that somewhat gave us anything, Superman and Lois, the CW Superman and Lois,
That looked like Doomsday.
Okay, the way they killed him off, the way they were terraforming him, is completely comic book accurate.
Right.
But here's the problem. It was not Superman they did that to. Okay?
Right.
The Superman, okay, and the original, okay, if you go by what if you want to go comic book accurate for Doomsday, comic book accurate was a fetus, an infant that grew up, they had it as an infant creature.
Right.
Not a person, a creature that they launched into orbit, landed in a desert, in a desert plain,
Okay.
on a remote world. They hatched it. It hatches, and as soon as it died, they went and retrieved it, brought it back to the lab, revived it, rebirthed it, not revived it, rebirthed it.
Okay.
And when they rebirthed it, what killed it the first time would not kill it the second time.
Right.
They launched it again.
Right.
And they repeated this until he was the ultimate killing machine.
Right.
Okay, now, Superman and Lois, or Superman and Lois, that is what they did to Bizarro. Not an infant creature. So right there, strike. It is not the same. And the same method was used. Wrong character. Matter of fact, they used Batman v Superman logic
Okay.
to create Doomsday,
Right.
which was a totally different Doomsday.
Right.
Look, he comes close, yes, but far off.
Right.
He wasn't that bony protruding.
Right.
Okay. Now, you go to Smallville. Doomsday Max in Smallville. No, he wasn't a person that went. He wasn't a person. Doomsday was not a person that got angry and then hulked out into Doomsday.
Right.
Okay, that is far fetched from the origin of Doomsday.
Right.
Okay, the look of Doomsday in Smallville is almost pinpoint accurate to what we had in the comics. You couldn't get any closer.
Right.
Except for the TV show Krypton.
Okay.
That one was probably the closest they could ever get to the Doomsday character in the TV show Krypton.
Right.
Batman v Superman. When you're talking Doomsday in Batman v Superman, Doomsday in Batman v Superman was when we get Doomsday from Zod, it is the first terraform of Zod's body,
Right.
turning into the Doomsday creature.
Right.
So you've got an infant Doomsday. So he's not going to, and as you noticed in the movie, the more battle damage he took, the more he adapted and the more bony he protruded. So so again, there you go. As you kill a cell, as you start hurting him, everything that you saw that him doing was correct according to the comic book lore.
Right.
Superman just killed him before he made it to the mature stage of the Doomsday creature.
Right.
He was still an infant when he hatched.
Right. He's just a big baby.
Exactly. That's all he was.
Right.
Everybody, well, he looks like a big troll. Right. Go back and look at the comic book. Doomsday looked like a troll for many, many years before he started gaining the protruding bone spurs out of his body. So every iteration on all four of those, every little representation that they put in Smallville and all 4 of those TV series was a little bit of the
Right.
true origin
Right.
of Doomsday. And again, Lois and Superman and Lois actually took from Batman v Superman,
Right.
actually took the process of getting Doomsday created in Batman v Superman from the Doomsday in Lois and Superman and Lois. They took that version or that
Right. Yeah, I got you.
that form, that platform the same platform that Snyder used and he got crucified for.
Right.
They used the same platform that Snyder used in BVS for Superman and Lois.
Right.
They just gave us a more fully developed Doomsday that we didn't get in Batman vs Superman. Before Batman vs Superman Superman killed him as an infant, not as the full-grown Doomsday that we see in Lois and Clark,
Right.
or Superman and Lois, which they sped up because that is all Luthor did for, again, many months. It wasn't something that he did overnight,
Right.
like what we see
Right.
in Batman vs Superman.
Right.
He doesn't send Doomsday to go take out Superman until he gets him fully developed.
Right.
So if we would have gotten Doomsday fully developed in Batman vs Superman, we probably would have seen one hell of a creature.
Mm-hmm. Yes. You're not going to get an argument out of me on that deal. So, but
Sorry, that just,
yeah, that
but again, the thing about people griping, moaning, groaning about, well, I don't like this because of that. Well, look at Krypton and Man of Steel.
right.
Krypton and Man of Steel, if it goes back to the Jim Burns and animated series, Son of a Gun, Bruce Timm
Mm-hmm.
goes all the way back to the 80s of the comic books.
Right.
When they took it, because again, everybody remembers, especially our age, Krypton was what? A frozen wasteland,
Right.
okay? Or looked like a frozen wasteland,
Right.
okay? But then, fast forward to the 80s, it's this high technical, 80s, early 90s,
Mm-hmm.
and then even so on to today, except for when you get to the Krypton TV series.
Right.
Okay, Krypton TV series shows both aspects,
Right.
but it was a frozen wasteland up until Bruce Timm and the comic books at that time adapted it to more of a luscious city, a luscious advanced technological, metropolis per se.
Right.
No pun intended.
Right.
And then that stuck. But look, nobody griped
Well,
about it then.
it's-
But then you put it in Batman v Superman. Well, that's not Krypton.
Well, in Man of Steel, it reminded me more of what John Burns was going for.
Right, and that's where I was going with it with
Right.
John Burns as
Yeah.
well. Well, you had John Burns and Bruce Timm because because I think the animated series come after Burns started, so it was so.
Burns started in '86.
Right, and then the animated series was later. So,
that was in
so
the
he
90s.
was following what the comic book. So that was just the animation adaptation
Right.
of what was currently in the comic book.
Right.
Because even if you go back to the Max Fleischer and some of the early adaptations of cartoons of Krypton, before that, it followed the current trend
Right.
from Siegel and Schuster, and the George Reed, Christopher Reed of that frozen wasteland
Mm-hmm.
until Burns and Bruce Timm adapted it into the vast metropolis that we saw that we get in the comic books
Right.
basically now. And you don't see both adaptations of it until Krypton. Because Krypton uses
A little
both,
bit of both.
a little bit of both.
I mean, in the Reeves movies, Krypton was basically just a big planet of ice.
Yeah.
It's just a big ice ball, no vegetation, no nothing.
Uh-huh.
Okay? Whereas with Krypton, it's like, it's winter all year round in the thing. And of course they have that problem of when they go outside of the protective
Bubble per se.
They can live out there for a short periods
Right.
of time, but it's a harsh environment out there.
Right.
So that made more sense to me if they were going to adapt, Reeves' World of Ice,
Mm-hmm.
to show what it's like on the surface.
Oh, I think
So-
really. Hey, if anybody's still on here, please
Yeah.
shoot us a message or anything. So
Yeah.
say hi. Tell us to change subjects.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, let us know.
So we've got.
But yeah, no, I
we
think.
got a lot of things going on here.
I think when it comes to, let's see what we get. I'm looking forward to seeing James Gunn's versions of whatever.
Yeah.
Again, I'm trying to keep up with it as best as I can,
Right.
but I would love to see, again, I love the mystery of what are we getting next.
Right.
But I would like to hopefully see something,
I just want to see diversity. I don't want to
Yeah.
see nothing but Batman, Superman. I want to see some of these other characters come to life.
Oh yeah,
I'm
You know,
loving
look
that
at-
we get
look at-
Hawkman and Hawkgirl. I'm glad we're getting Dr. Fate. I'm glad we've gotten Black Adam. I'm glad we've gotten all of those. But I want to see things like Gypsy and Vigilante and Ragman and
oh yeah,
those folks. I would like to see them build that world, which is kind of what Marvel did. Is that they took established characters and they have such a plethora of villains to choose from.
right.
That they can kind of pick and choose, and you're always wanting to see how they adapt that villain into this world.
Well,
So,
and again, I ain't got a problem with the obscure characters as
Right.
long as they give them a good story to bring it up.
Right.
And again, here's my other thing. Again, James Gunn did awesome with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah.
But here's my thing, and I've said this since day one, since we've gotten, since now Marvel has hit a big, plethora of stuff, and DC has hit a big plethora of stuff.
Right.
I like the diversity
Mm-hmm.
in the two genres,
Right.
or two companies.
Right.
I like the fact that when I go to see a Marvel movie at the theater or watch it on TV, I have a different flavor. I like the fact that when I go to see hey Sarah, how's it going? I like the fact that when I go see a DC movie, it's a different flavor.
Right.
I don't walk into the theater and go, oh wow, didn't I just watch this the other day? Watch this in the Avengers movie,
Right.
or didn't I just watch? They show a Captain America movie and it looks just like. I mean, the plot and everything is the same as Superman. The only difference is Superman flies and Captain America throws a shield. But again, or I don't want to go in, or you get a Batman movie and a Iron Man movie, and it's literally wrote exactly the same.
Right.
I want to see diversity. I don't want to walk in and go. Again, I want DC. That was the whole thing about DC and Marvel. They were two separate entities. Let's keep them two separate entities and give us good movies on both sides, but don't give us the exact same movie.
Okay, Marvel has got their standard formula.
But-
Take an established character, take a lesser known villain, and use it to build toward an ultimate villain in a movie farther down the line. well, that's kind of fine for building the world, but DC has been just kind of.
And I want to jump on the Snyder bandwagon. I want to jump on the Snyder bandwagon for a while because again, people need to go back and look and see a lot of the stuff and a lot of the timeline stuff that happened with during the Snyder stuff.
Right.
We had that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we had that.
But they didn't follow through.
They didn't give them the chance. They didn't give them the chance to follow through.
Exactly.
Because oh my God, it's too dark. It's too gritty. But the thing is but again, it wasn't the he was doing the same. He was giving us. He was doing it a different way than Marvel was, and everybody was like, "Well, we need to catch the lightning they've got." No, we don't need to catch the lightning that they've got.
Exactly.
Snyder was doing the same thing, but in a different way, and everybody was like, "No, you need to be like Marvel." That's not what people want.
Right. Well, here's another thing. Marvel will say, "Okay, if we put this character in, this movie will not make as much money, but it will build toward that big money maker that will come along later on. The end game that builds to end game, which we know will knock it out of the park." Whereas, as the DCU or whatever, the studio heads are like, "We want everyone to make." Every single one.
Well, when you had and I will say this, and shame on you, Marvel, or not Marvel, but shame on you, DC. Shame on you, DC Warner Brothers people. Mm-hmm. It's one of those things. And again, I love my comics, I love my stuff, but I'm sorry when you put Josh Whedon in charge of finishing those two movies. That was a mistake on you guys. You guys should have let Snyder finish his movies at the start, from the start, gave him the time off he needed to grieve for his family, and grieve with his family and for his family, and let him finish the movies the way way he was looking at finishing them.
Warner's trying to make everything a cash cow, and not everything's going to be a cash cow.
Right, and I just and that's my personal feelings. It's one of those things. I've done a lot of reading, and if I'm wrong, you know what, I'm wrong. But, again, it's kind of funny. We have two movies that, in the Snyderverse, that were, and I'm talking the main Snyderverse. I'm talking Batman, or Superman, Batman, Superman, and Justice League. Superman knocked it out of the, or not Superman, Man of Steel. My opinion, knocked it out of the park. There's a lot of people that think that it knocked it out of the park. Right. It was the tent pole of what we were supposed to get.
Right.
Batman v Superman started out great, ended horribly.
Yeah.
Flat out, I'll say it. But I love the movie. It holds, and trust me, Warner Brothers, DC. That movie holds a big hole in my heart. A big, not a hole, but a big spot in my heart. That movie debuted on the same night, on the same weekend that I buried my dad. So trust me, I hold a lot of feelings for that movie. They killed off my favorite superhero while I was burying my real life superhero the next day.
Right.
So trust me, and my dad is who got me into Superman. So, again, I'm trying not to tear up talking about it because it does every time I talk about it. Batman vs Superman holds a dear, dear, dear spot in my heart. Justice League. Same thing with Justice League. When they brought it up, they should have made sure Whedon left it alone.
Right.
Giving Snyder the time off he needed for his family. I don't care, political, bureaucratic crap aside, giving time to take care of his family, push the date back, because you know what? I'm sorry, that's more important than doing a dang movie.
Right.
You're not going to lose money just by putting it out for a little bit and letting him finish what he needed to do. Because lo and behold, we see what happens when you let him put a movie together that he was planning on putting together.
Right.
We got a 4-hour masterpiece.
and then we were just left hanging because
because
we're
again,
never gonna know
no,
what that big wasteland scene was all about, and what,
yeah,
how come Batman's with the Joker and the Flash
Yeah.
and Mara, and what are they doing there? Why are they there?
yeah.
That's just so rough.
Snyder gave us a hellacious masterpiece with
Right.
Snyder Justice Cut, and it's just, I mean, again, I want to see more of that. And again, it's nothing against James Gunn. James Gunn, I'm looking forward to see. I hope he decides to bring Snyder back. I know the one photo was just a spoof because you two were friends, but I hope you bring Snyder back and let him finish his version of the last couple films he needs to finish in the DC world. That way we can finish his story. Name it as an Elseworld. That's what you're doing. Let him finish them as an Elseworld, and you keep your main timeline as the main timeline. I think it would be perfect. Give us our variety.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking forward to seeing James Gunn's Superman. I'm looking forward to seeing Supergirl. I'm looking forward to seeing Peacemaker season 2. I'm looking forward to seeing the Green Lantern movie or TV show.
Right.
I'm looking forward to all of it. I wouldn't be this passionate in comic books if I didn't love comics.
Right.
Just like you. If we're talking Batman, we nitpick the hell out of Batman.
Right.
You love Batman. We
Right.
nitpick the hell out of Batman.
Right.
Me. I'm gonna nitpick out of Superman. It's just
You're hungry for the storylines. I'm looking at the physics and the psychology.
Oh,
and
so
all
am
that
I.
stuff.
But because again, I want psychology. I mean, okay, we're talking psychology.
Right.
Okay, Marvel. Marvel is opening up Marvel's movies are opening up a comic book and seeing what we have in the comic book. Okay,
Right.
Snyder's DC world. How would you describe Snyder's DC physiologically?
Physiologically, well, physiologically speaking, I would say that it's a world where
It is a present day world.
it's a present day world. It's
And
how it would be
If they
it
actually existed today
in real life.
in real life.
Right.
That's what I like about it.
Right.
So
But I think people are
what
kind
would-
of wanting escapist fantasy is what they're looking for.
but again, it is. Again,
I mean, Marvel is more normal people who have greatness thrust upon them.
right.
Okay?
But again,
Whereas DC is more like gods among men. You know what I'm
it
saying?
always has been though.
And it's always been that way.
But
and
again,
that's
but-
what makes the two of them work.
Exactly. But again, in movie wise, I don't want. I mean, even when we had Christopher Reeve's Superman,
Right.
we still had the. Even when we had Christopher Reeve's Superman, we still had that aesthetic, I guess you could say,
Mm-hmm.
of what would the world do if he landed in present time,
Right.
in the real world. You would have the people cheering him on.
Right.
Yay, Superman saved me, just like what we got with Snyder, just like we got with all of our DC, all of the other adaptations of Superman. Then on the hindsight, you've also got capture it. I want to study it.
Mm-hmm.
That is the real world. You've had that in everything that you get into with it when it comes. DC, on the other hand, it was you know, or not DC, Marvel, it was, hi, I'm Tony Stark. I'm also Iron Man. Oh, cool. Thank you. Not, oh my God, not Batman walking out in the middle of the street going, hey, I'm Oh, hey, you know who I am? Hi, I'm Bruce Wayne. Oh my God. Guess who just got mobbed in the middle of the street?
Right.
Okay. You know, but again, you see what I'm saying? You got Tony Stark. Okay, and that's the best way to put it. You've got Tony Stark that walks.
Hello, Chuck.
Hey, Chuck. You got Tony Stark that walks into a press conference and goes, "I'm Iron Man."
Right.
Everybody knows Tony Stark is Iron Man.
Right.
And what does he do? Drives down to the casino, rolls the dice, champagnes it up, and lives his merry way. Nobody, I mean, other than the bad guys, because he's pissed the bad guys off, excuse my language, is the only ones attacking him.
Right.
Batman, on the other hand, hi, I'm Batman. Bruce Wayne's Batman? Now guess what you've got? You have a total different dynamic in DC.
Right.
You don't have everybody walking up to him going, hey, thank you. Hi, awesome. You're better. You know, now you've got everybody in the world going after him.
Right.
Oh my God, you did this. You know, again, you've got DC has always been set more around. I can't say real world problems, but it has, because both of them have both. I mean, because look at the X-Men. Civil rights movement, segregation, and all that other kind of stuff. That is pure nail hammer to the head of the nail. X-Men.
Yeah, Black Panther. Civil rights issues.
You know, you've got that over there, but again, you've got the Tony Starks, the Captain Americas.
Right.
Who don't hide their face, who don't hide their identity, and lo and behold, they're fine in the real world until evil comes and attacks them.
Right.
When you have Marvel, then you jump over to DC,
and these guys are hiding their identity.
they're hiding their identity
to
because
their loved ones.
Because everybody's out to get them, and everybody's going to attack their loved ones.
Right.
So two totally different dynamics.
Right.
So, you know, you can't give the Marvel cookie cutter
treatment
to DC.
Exactly.
You can't give DC's to Marvel because it doesn't work.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just you
Time
can't
to come down off that soapbox because it's getting late.
Yeah, I mean, we could sit here and talk about, but no, I, you know, again, being a loving X-Men, loving the Avengers, loving Marvel comics in general, loving DC comics in general, just comic books and the fandom in general.
Right.
This is what a diehard fan looks. This is what diehard fans look like. We love it. That's the reason why we criticize, not necessarily criticize it, but give our opinions. And I guess if you say that's criticizing, then so be it.
Yeah.
But you know,
but it gives food for thought, and it shares different perspectives, so that we
But again, we can sit and talk about it.
Yeah.
And not get aggravated over it because we both have our own beliefs. Like Batman, does Batman kill or does he?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Jess to throw something at me in the kitchen.
She's giving you the stink eye, that's for sure.
But
you brought it up again.
Yeah. So, on that note, everybody come out to Cape Comic-Con this weekend, Saturday and Sunday at the Cape Drury Plaza Conference Center. Check out their, go to Cape Events, pull up Cape Anime Con for all your ticket information.
Right.
Come out, let's have some fun. Heroes for Kids and Foam Forgeries will be there for all your weapon and awesome needs. We will we'll have a lot of signed artwork and autographs. Excuse me.
Yeah.
100% of our proceeds goes to the Heroes for Kids at our table, goes to the Heroes for Kids charity organization, which helps the Captain Dorn Foundation and the Perry County Community Task Force. So please come on out, help support us. If you want to be, if any of our people are on here that want to be vendors, come out and be a vendor at our show. We'll have all that stuff there as well. You want to sponsor, throw some, a sponsor, get you a shout out on our website, the whole 9 yards. And I'm doing this and I don't have it up here on me, but come on out and let's have some fun this weekend at Cape Anime Con in Cape Girardeau at the Drury Plaza Conference Center. Right. So, Jess, do you have anything? Okay, I just said all that. Tickets, sponsorships, and vendor forms are all located on Heroes for Kids Perryville, Heroes for Kids Comic-Con.org on our website. Please check it out.
All right. And if you're watching the hockey game tomorrow with the Blues, watch TV and see if you can see it there.
And if you're not watching it, be there.
Yeah.
So, come out, say hi to Superman, Batman, Captain, Wolverine, Deadpool, Supergirl, or Catwoman, or whoever we got out there. Doctor Strange. We'll have a plethora of characters out there. Yeah. Come on out. Let's have some fun at the Blues game tomorrow night. I think puck time is like what? I know we've got to be out there by a little after 6. And I think puck is sometime in between 6:30 and 7, I think.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a blast. Come on out and let's have some fun at the Blues game.
From what I gather, we're going to be out there visiting them as they come in, and
Yep.
And then once they get seated, probably the game will start about 7, and then at halftime we'll come out one final round and.
Yeah. So we'll be out there a little bit. So we'll be out there between some or during some of the periods or between the periods or whatever it is. So come on out and get your photos and let's have some fun tomorrow night at the St. Louis Blues game.
Yeah.
So anything else, Dennis?
No, that should do us for now.
All right. Check out heroesforkidscomiccon.org and also check out for your sponsorship forms, your if you want to become a vendor, and also the ticket prices for the Heroes for Kids Comic-Con. That is July 19th and 20th here in Perryville. Also, check us out on Heroes for Kids Perryville Mo for Facebook, Heroes for Kids Perryville Mo on Instagram, and Heroes for Kids Perryville Mo on YouTube.
Like and subscribe, and that way, once we get to a certain level of viewership, then we start becoming monetized, and then we can put that money back in towards our charitable contributions.
And for everybody to let you know, 100% of the proceeds that we make and we raise, we don't make a dime.
Yeah,
it all goes right back out to the community. It all goes out to 501c3 charity organizations. None of us, none of our volunteers, none of us make any money off of this. Right. So the more you donate, the more we get to help.
Yeah.
Again, donate, like, submit, share, whole 9 yards. And on that note, we love you all.
Yeah.
Hope to see you tomorrow night, and then also hope to see you Saturday and Sunday at Cape Anime Con.
Be there, be square.
Yeah. To hit the B square. Oh.
Don't be copyrighted.
We do not own the rights to that song. Love you all. Good night.